welcome to our presentation. You are welcome to our presentation. Avis GrapheCon. The abandonment of traditional construction is now real. Actual state of civil construction and problems. We have seen that every year, entry-level housing is increasingly difficult to build. We are not alone. There are many reasons why builders across the world are unable to build affordably priced homes targeted to the critical first-time home buyer, rising costs stemming from historically high price levels for lumber and other building materials, supply chain bottlenecks that still exist 2 years after the COVID-19 pandemic began, surging interest rates, excessive regulations, overly stringent building codes, excessive zoning and density requirements, and a persistent lack of construction workers. Since the start of the pandemic, lumber prices are up nearly 75% and currently stand above $600 per thousand board feet, even after posting significant drops in recent weeks. China real estate crisis is trigger of construction crisis in entire world. The burst of the bubble in the Chinese real estate market, which many experts have been warning about for so long, is closer than ever. Following the largest developer Evergrande, which defaulted on its bonds, several other developers, who were actively attracting international capital, had problems with paying off the debts. The Chinese authorities will not be able to save all the credited companies in distress, and so far, they are not particularly striving, and therefore, there is a high probability of a chain reaction, given the traditionally high level of ties between developers. Analysts are doing their best to calm the market, assuring that a repeat of the global crisis of 2008 should not be expected yet, but the dynamics of the construction industry, one of the main drivers of the Chinese economy, has turned out to be a big question. Real estate sales in China are already experiencing a severe downturn, which will inevitably affect many other industries that have been reaping the country's overheating housing prices for years. There are about 1.7 billion people in the world who are homeless or living in terrible conditions. For them, it is necessary to build about 430 million houses. 4 people in house average. How to build traditional. For the construction of 1-2 stories house goes about 63 cubic meters of concrete. That is equals 9 cubic meters cement, 1.7 cubic meters river sand, 3.3 cubic meters crushed stone, 1 cubic meter water, 6 tons rebars. To produce the most energy-intensive parts, 1 ton of cement and 1 ton of reinforcement, it is required to spend about 422 gigajoules of energy accordingly. That is, the total cost of a house is 192 gigajoules. At the same time, to produce this equals 16 to 17 tons of CO2 are released. What we do? We supersede all this with a special building material, GrapheCon, based on a specific filler reinforced with graphene nanotubes and/or fullerenes. Sometimes, depending on the design, the use of special GrapHen fiberglass fittings. We can build M430 houses in a maximum of 10 years. 1 house built in 2 days. Position number 1. The technology of use of non-traditional construction feedstock isn't all that new. This idea, so to speak, is already in the air. There are already small but real projects for the construction of houses from non-traditional materials, for example, Holland plastic houses in Amsterdam, China plastic constructions in China, using, for example, a special bioplastic from company Henkel. We use recycled plastic with the help of a special unique technology, Vortex. We convert it with simultaneous modification to it into a special durable porous material. Any plastic can be converted without sorting, cleaning, washing, with the possible content of foreign inclusions of wood, tetra pak, paper, aluminum foil, fishing net, films, food waste, soil, etc. The resulting material has closed pores. It is hard, like durable wood or aluminum. Because the pores are closed, it doesn't accumulate moisture, mold, germs. It's resistant to ultraviolet, wind, sediment. It's non-combustible, and it doesn't emit harmful gases when exposed to fire. At the same time, it can be painted, sawn, treated with varnishes, gluing ceramic wood cladding. It is possible to drive nails, screws, that is, install doors, windows. And the combining of doping of this material with the graphene nanotubes allows to significantly increase its strength and bearing capacity, while it is durable, lightweight, but not brittle. Position number 2. The use of our development, a construction 3D printer that allows you to print a house in 2 days using artificial intelligence components. At the same time, almost everything will be printed in the house at once: the roof, stairs, built-in furniture, sewerage, water supply, channels for ventilation, electrical wiring. Our printer does not have the disadvantages of a concrete printer. The layers crystallize in a short time, leaving no traces of a ribbed surface. The walls are smooth and do not require additional processing. They have a beautiful aesthetic appearance. The nozzle and hoses do not clog, so there is no time wasted reloading. The thermal insulation properties of the GrapheCon are such that it is inside of house warm in winter and cool in summer. That is, you need minimal costs for heating and cooling using recuperation. As a source of electricity, a built-in HMD generator or SMR is used, depending on the concept. You can use solar panels, wind generator, heat underground pump, sun heat water generator. Economic. The material of the house costs nothing, only logistics. As farmhouse is made from plastic waste. There is more than 330 million tons of waste in the ocean alone, and 8 million tons are added to ocean each year. This material fits our technology, and we make pellets on a ship, and then we send them to consumers in the field where the Avis Print 3D printer operates. Of those 330 million tons, we can make 46 million homes. One house weighs about 7 tons. In fact, only about 10% of the plastic waste ends up in the ocean. The essence of technology. Without changing the chemical properties, the embroidery of polymers into monomers and their subsequent cross-linking into a universal polymer. Currently, there is no technology to completely recycle all types of plastic. Our Vortex technology allows this to do. 100% recycling of all types of plastic, without cleaning, washing and sorting. After the manufacture and use of new products during the disposal, our Vortex technology is again used, which allows you to recycle an infinite number of times. Advantages. 1. Saving resources by 430 million houses. In houses we save cement minus 3.8 billion tons, rebar 2.6 billion tons, fresh water 430 billion cubic meters, river sand 730 million cubic meters, crushed stone 1.3 billion cubic meters, save energy 18,000 TWhs. This is about 13% of the world's annual energy consumption. 2. Saving CO2 emission of carbon dioxide of 6.7 GTs. This is 18% of the world's emission. 3. Solving the issue of the homeless. 4. Solving problems on unemployment. 5. Solving the issues of settlement of empty territories. 6. Giving civilization to all people and the benefits, electricity and internet. 7. In case of termination of the functioning of the house, it can be transported 7 tons, lightweight or recycled very easily. 8. Extermination stocks of plastic waste, improve the environment from toxins. The only disadvantage is the problem of reducing production. 0F manufacturers of cement, rebar and sand. Life on Earth is not possible without plastic. It will be produced for many decades, maybe hundreds of years. There is nothing to replace in all use because it is universal. All materials changed in one. We offer a technological solution. You can build 430 million homes in 10 years if we produce 60,000 printers, or In 5 years, if we have 120,000 printers, or in 1 year if we produce 600,000 printers. This is not that many, given that 77.5 million cars are produced in the world every year. And our printer is 100 times simpler than a car. The decision is up to the investors. The term for prototyping of the technology is 3 to 4 months. The period for prototyping of 3D printer 2 to 3 months. Agreement between companies Avis and Thames Re. Testing, preparation and development 3D construction GrapheCon printer technology, signed from Thames side. Business OPIX. Our contacts. Poligono Industrial West AC, Venezuela, Parcela 10 to 11 30,820 Alcantarilla, Murcia, España. Avis Power. VP Technologia. +34 643 848873. +49 1514 34 34 511 WhatsApp.